Hey, what is going on, ladies and gentlemen? My name is Rage, and we are back today with another overview here of the Shadow King Trials that has once again returned for this month of June here. If you recall, we've been actually, crushing this every single time it's returned, but there hasn't been a lot of changes, so I wanted to quickly just go through all the teams that I used to go through it as well. Some slight differences from last month, but hopefully this is able to help you guys get through as well. More importantly, go through and actually claim all the milestone points here, because obviously this is going to give you the unlock of Shadow King and his respective red stars all the way up to the max here. So as you can see right here, total score is about 1.4 million, and as you can see, you don't necessarily need to actually complete all 10 missions, and that's why I want to showcase some quick strategies here and there for you, so that way you guys can also benefit from doing this as well, and obviously claiming all the rewards that are available. So ladies and gentlemen, before I jump in, I do want to quickly talk about some preparation tips here before you start, right? So these are very important because this could very well obviously dictate how your run is going to go. In order for you to actually unlock and hit all the points respectively, the mods I used total 85 total points here. So we use Villainous Momentum. This helps a character defeating hero. They're going to gain additional speed bar. We obviously need the Are You Not Entertained, which allows Annihilators to thrive with their arena abilities being active. Dark Cosmic Rays, which is characters gaining 5% critical hit chance for every positive status effect they have. I just found that this makes the battles more smooth as I'm going through it. Devour, when a bio-villain character defeats an enemy to get additional healing of their 10% of max HP. Fortune Fire, which allows Cosmic Crucible characters such as Cabal to shine. You'll see that obviously Illuminati is going to shine with this as well. And then finally we have Weakened, where a player character healing is reduced by 20%, because to be honest, it doesn't really make a big difference in the grand scheme of things when you're going through the 9 nodes that we're going to be going through here with the team. So that in essence is kind of what you need to be doing in terms of prep. Mods 85, you can do a bit more, but this is going to give you the bare minimum here to actually go through, complete the 9 node, and allow you to hit that 1.4 million, which allows you to claim all the rewards and points. Now I do want to quickly just focus on a node here, because this is a challenging one if you don't have the right preparation, hence why I like to start and show you the team here. The big preparation for this node is having Nightcrawler and his ultimate ability ready to go for this node. If you don't, it is a struggle because we're up against a lot of Sentinels, so having to go through them, you can definitely power your way through with higher characters and teams fully built up. But if you want the easier route, especially you can see all my characters are leveled up, but when this first came out, when Shadow King first got released, I didn't have my Nightcrawler though as high as he is now. So I mean, it's just gonna make it a lot easier if you have his ultimate ability ready to go. So how do you prep that? How do you actually get that ready? Well, you make sure that you bring in Nightcrawler here for the very first node and node 1. So typically this is my go-to team because I like using the Extreme X-Men because of their synergy. They also work really well with Old Man Logan, but remember, Old Man Logan is also used later on in one of the nodes, so you just need to be very cognizant of his cooldowns. But for this one, it's a very easy walkthrough if you're using the synergies of Extreme X-Men, just making sure that once again Nightcrawler, his special, his ultimate is ready to go for that 4th node that we're going to be using the brawler characters. Old Man Logan, he's in a good spot as well. Aside from that, Forge, Gambit, Sunspot, I mean, it doesn't necessarily matter where they're going to land because they're not going to be used again. You don't necessarily need to use this team either, but I do highly recommend Nightcrawler and Old Man Logan because they're going to make it a lot easier for the later nodes, and you can do a little bit of preparation in terms of getting their abilities ready to go. And this is a very easy node as well, so it makes that preparation even much more straightforward. Okay, so second node, you don't really get a choice here. Oh, sorry. Misclick there. Mission 2, yeah, I mean, you don't really have a choice. You have to use Illuminati. Having the newest 3 members of the Illuminati, which in this case is Captain Britain, Hank Pym, and Black Panther Shuri, is going to make it a lot easier. As you can see, Mr. Fantastic and Black Bolt only at gear tier 18. They're not really utilized in other respects. They're really just supporting pieces here. It's very, very important that you understand the attack order on this node, because this can also be a mini bottleneck as you progress. Once again, I will link all my videos down below if you want to see the actual gameplay footage where I had my characters actually at lower levels than what you're seeing right now, and as you can see, most of them already just being isolate blue. You don't necessarily need to bring them to purple to get the job done, but just to kind of showcase for you what kind of teams and power levels we're looking at when we're doing this. Okay, and as shown earlier with mission 3, I did decide to bring in my Cabal plus Apocalypse and Lady Deathstrike. Now, you can also do this with the majority of the Orcus team as well. If you have them already built up for raids, I recommend that. Actually, I used that in my last run. I just wanted to showcase a different team because I don't want to rinse and repeat the exact same teams every time I do this. So Cabal works exceptionally well. I mean, Apocalypse is just luxury, and as well as Lady Deathstrike obviously having value as well. But Cabal does truly shine, and again, because of them having their Cosmic Crucible bonuses, this is the go-to team. But there's a lot of options for Global Villain, so I doubt you're going to be stuck there. Now, Brawler non-mythic, we talked about that preparation with Nightcrawler. Let's talk about the other supporting pieces. I like bringing in characters that have already been used in previous nodes. You can build value on them, right? So Lady Deathstrike was already used previously. Thanos Endgame, you're going to be using him later on anyways in the Annihilator node, so it's just nice to have him prepped up and ready to go. I also really like this mixture of team here because they're all relevant, they're all meta, and Val is probably the character you don't necessarily need. It's just she is one of my strongest Brawler non-mythic characters, and she does have the exposure synergy with Nightcrawler and Thanos Endgame, which I do like. But aside from that, don't feel like you have to bring Val in. There's a lot of good options for Brawler non-mythic. Heck, you can even bring in Namor from the previous node with Cabal. But yeah, this one is just that strong starting wave with the Sentinels. Once you get through that, it's smooth sailing. The second node with the Brawler non-mythics is very straightforward as well. And that now leads us to mission 5. And I tried this for the very first time, right? Remember, most of us have Vigilante built up already now, so I wanted to try something a little different. I brought in my Silver Sable, combined with my Mercs for Money team, and obviously, like I said earlier, Old Man Logan being a core character already in the game, one of the best legendaries. So just really having the supporting pieces that make this team shine, which is Deadpool, Panapool, and as well as obviously having Wolverine's son here as well. So the 5 members here with Silver Sable, it was fun to experiment. Before, I previously had to sack some characters with my zombie team, and then I brought in the full mercs. But with Silver Sable, definitely it was nice to get that one shot there. So that was very, very nice. Especially if you already built them up, some additional value. So that was a little different and new. And Vigilante obviously being more relevant in the recent meta with them being a raid team. Mission 6, Annihilators, you're not going to have any options here. This is a built-up team here, but most of us should already have the 3-piece Annihilators of Thanos Endgame, Gladiator, and Gore already infused and invested in. So that really just leaves Ultimates and Silver Surfer, where you may want to just use minimal investment because they're not really utilized elsewhere. Previously in Arena, but there's been so much in and outs with Arena meta that they've fallen off, and it's really this core 3 that you need. So you can see minimal investment there if you want to save. That's why I like to showcase that for you guys. Global Villain, return of the Cabal team once again with Apocalypse and Lady Deathstrike. No issues whatsoever. Global Villain's not usually an issue just because you have basically half the roster of Marvel Strike Force up for grabs there, especially some of those powerful villain characters that you can get. Brawler non-mythic, again, I like bringing in this mixture of the Brawler characters. It's very similar to my first node here, and again, no issues. And again, I should have mentioned it earlier, but Blade's used in obviously the Mystic nodes for all your raids, so that's why it's nice to have him, and obviously his value as for Age of X as well. And then that just leaves us now, last but not least, with the Mercenary or Undying team. And once again, bringing in Silver Sable as that 5th complementary piece for this Merc for Money. No issues whatsoever. Smooth sailing. And this only took me roughly, I would say, 25 minutes to get through the full run through here. So hopefully this is helpful, guys. Again, to accomplish all these milestones here, you don't necessarily need to hit all the nodes completed, and that's why it's nice, because then you don't need to necessarily build up Annihilators and Illuminati all the way to the max, getting the 9 nodes done, and as well as claiming all the rewards that are available. So hopefully this is helpful, guys. Revised obviously with some of the newer teams and characters that we know of now, and it seems like this event's returning every month, so don't feel like you missed out. Just try to do the best you can. And obviously, if you're not able to complete this, lower the difficulty and rinse and repeat and slowly work your way up. It's all about making progress at the end of the day. Hopefully this is helpful, guys. Let me know what you think, comments below. Thank you for your time as always, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.